It's Sunday and we're going to go for a bit of a tour. There's probably going to be some tips coming up and a bit of market information. So just going through, and obviously we've just had the NEC. So normally the sort of October NEC is a better NEC to go to than the February one if you're looking to purchase, but I think there's been more people actually go to the February one, and actually figures were 12% up. So visitors to the NEC this February 12% up on last year, which is quite interesting, isn't it? So that ties in with what we've sort of seen.
Did it say what the figures are compared to October's show?
No, I can look, and I did sort of have the October figures, and they weren't a million miles away. Which I don't think they were up again in the October figures, but not quite as dramatically. I think it was like 3% or something up on the previous year. But I know that there was a good sales amount of new vans, and a lot of people sort of saying actually when we're buying a new van now, we've got to wait. We've got a big wait list, and that wait list even gets pushed further back. So some people that sort of says we ordered a new van in the October NEC, and it's actually originally they were saying it was going to be around about sort of February, March for delivery. Now we're looking at June for delivery, and that is quite a common occurrence where we've got people now saying that it's actually getting pushed back. So it's nice to see that the manufacturers have, hopefully, and that's going to bring quality of the new vans back in. I think manufacturers have realised that, yeah, they've got to sell the new, but what they are saying is got to be better. It's got to be more quality control there, and it makes it better for us. Obviously we don't do new, but on the used market then we tend to then fix sort of the issues that we come across. So hopefully, touch wood, moving forward things are getting better. Definitely I think that last sort of the weather and what have you for last summer made a big difference. We've definitely found, again, all of last year really, that our biggest seller was the rear island bed. The most difficult van to get hold of was the rear island bed. But what's funny is that we've still got a good supply of used vans, and also a good sort of demand for it as well. So we're nicely balanced, and this is what I'd sort of said last year, and that I think is we've not got one side that's unbalanced in the scales, which is where we get our prices either crashing if there's far too, I'm trying to decide which one to go into next. If we've got far more buyers than we have sellers, obviously prices go up. If we've got far more people selling than are buying, prices come crashing down. So I think we have sort of levelled out. I think we have made, and again across the board, family vans. Spoke to somebody earlier where actually family vans seem to have just tailed off on the prices a little bit more to make it more attractive. We've just started to buy some family vans, so if you saw Friday's video, we've got a couple of family vans back in again. So I think we should hopefully get a full market again this year, where we've got two birth people buying, and we've got the families of sort of two adults and 2 kids, and then the bigger families as well. So I think we're all going for good, and we just need this weather to be good again now, and that will give us another 12 months of good season and good sales ahead. Hopefully that's what we're hoping for. So again, a couple of weeks ago, some big manufacturers, some big dealers sort of saying, blimey, yeah, things are looking really good for 2026. So we just need this weather again. Bailey Unicorn Valencia, it's 1499 kilograms, so 1500 kilos. I was driving a motorhome the other day, and I found that people are so lovely, aren't they? All the drivers that have obviously got motorhomes, and other motorhome people, and they're like waving at you, pipping their horn, and giving you the peace sign. Was it the peace sign? Think about that. I think they're being nice to me anyway. Oh well. So anyway, whether you've got a motorhome or caravan, things are looking good on the horizon. Nice big one, say, big washroom at the back, separate shower and toilet. We've got the nice big fridge in this one, so again a lovely van, and really starting to make sure sort of the weather's getting better, so a good time now to start thinking about getting the outside cleaned, getting all of the muck and the dirt. We'd sort of said last year, before putting the caravan away, that you can use a couple of different products and a couple of sort of overwintering products where you put it onto the caravan, it then creates a film on there and then you wash it off, and I think that is called Fenwick's overwintering, I think it was. So are we getting close to the time now where we can start thinking about getting the caravan cleaned off, getting it washed off, and then actually starting to sort of get it a nice polish on? We used like a snow foam on the roofs, which made a big difference. It was like a ceramic coating. It was a Jenny can snow foam ceramic coating. It literally, you wash the caravan and then you spray it on through a little applicator, let it just sort of go on there for 10-15 minutes, and then you wash it off, and it gives the caravan a ceramic coating. So that's a really good idea. You don't got to use the Jenny Chem one. Any of those sort of products, really good to make it easier to clean the roof, because that's our biggest part.
Did it work then?
Yeah, it did, and it kept the caravans cleaner for longer. And obviously the main part of the rubbish that you get down the sides of the caravans is from dirt on the roof running down. So yeah, if you can keep that roof clean, it makes it easier for the sides. So a good ceramic coating, as I say, we use that Jenny Chem. I'll try and find a link and get a thing for it to pop up. It was quite expensive, but it did a really good job. So worth looking at, and again a good time to do it now. As I say, hopefully that weather's getting better, and then there's a few other things that we need to be doing on our clean things as we're going through cleaning, so we'll come up to those in a minute. So this is the Belly Unicorn Barcelona twin axle. I nearly knocked the camera out your hand there. 18995. So this is the bigger version of that Valencia. Big fridge freezer again, nice big washroom at the back, huge kitchen area. So a nice van. But I think, hopefully, and you'll agree with me and let me know in the comments, did this last week, that little bit of sunshine, a couple of days where it was a bit warmer, nicer, not so miserable, and you felt, wow, it really put me in the mood now to go away in the van, get sites booked. Hopefully you've already been booking sites up, but again, for just that weekend away, if we can get this nicer weather now starting to come in, not so great today unfortunately, but if we can get this nicer weather now starting to come through, just getting away for a weekend and you haven't got to go far. And literally, a really good tip is, if you are going to sort of, if you've got a caravan, you don't need to go miles away. Literally, we're sort of in Staffordshire here, so we've got Wolverhampton, Stafford, Telford, Cannock Chase. Go and there's a couple of different caravan sites in Cannock Chase, and you could be in Germany in the Black Forest. It's like literally,
take some German sausage.
You could, yeah, exactly. Barbecue weather, the barbecues are coming out. It's all, that's it now. We're on the home straight, and summer is ahead. All the rubbish is hopefully behind us, and we're looking now to that nicer weather and getting into the sort of going away, and it just gives you inspiration, doesn't it, to get away. But what I'm trying to say is, you haven't got to go far. Literally 15 minutes away, as long as you're not at home, you can be 15 minutes away from home, and it feels like you're anywhere in the Black Forest in Germany.
And your barbecue. Can't wait to get that barbecue out, can you?
Yeah,
itching to get it out.
I'll keep having a look at it through the window, and yeah, it's coming. So Coachman Laser 575, it's the extra set, it's 8 foot wide, this one, 1734, again big fridge freezer, everything we've looked at the minute, it's got big fridge freezers. Slidey outie, bed.
For all your barbecue food, that is, that big fridge freezer.
It is. Nice big washroom at the back.
The washroom on this is lovely, it's like a hotel room, isn't it?
It is. So something else, as we start to now go through cleaning the caravan, making sure it's all okay, all as it should be, what we want to be doing is looking at our front and back panels. So some caravans have got plastic, so these Coachmen are still plastic panels. Gailey tend to use the fiberglass, so this is all fiberglass. Swift then, up until about, I think that is fiberglass as well. So that's a 2015, and that, oh, I don't know, it might be plastic. It's difficult to say 100%, and really the only way is to try and have a look underneath at the panel, and if it's got
fibres in it.
Yeah, it's difficult to say for 110%. So I think that is fiberglass. It might, I noticed that's plastic.
Full of useful information.
That's plastic. And so it is quite difficult to tell what's plastic and what's fiberglass. The easiest way really is up until about 17, 18, most of the Swift panels were going to be fiberglass, plastic, and then they started to move over to the fiberglass panels. So if we've got plastic panels front and back, we want to be looking to see whether we've got any cracks on our panels. So with all the drastic sort of changes in the weather, we can just start to get cracks in our panels, and what you'll tend to find is it will be from the awning rail and then sort of a split coming off the awning rail. So having a good look round. Now the reason that I'm sort of going on about plastic and fiberglass, so that's a fiberglass panel. We can still get little cracks in the fiberglass, but that's not a problem. That isn't going to cause us a problem like a crack in a plastic panel is going to cause us. So again, opening and having a look in your front locker box, and you should be able to see from inside of that a lot easier as to whether it's plastic or fiberglass. Now if it is plastic and you've got a crack, we need to get that sealed up. So we want to get some sealant on there in the first instance, and then there are quite a lot of companies now that are out there that will repair the plastic panels for you and give you a good warranty on it as well, a good 12 or 2-year warranty on the repairs that they do. So if it's fiberglass, you've not really got to worry. You'll get little hairline cracks in the fiberglass, and it's literally just like a scratch in the paint. That isn't going to leak into the Caravan, it's not going to cause any issues, you're not going to get any leaks from that. But if it is a plastic panel, and again you'll see straight away that the cracks are sort of quite deep, and if you press either side of the crack you'll see the panel moves. That won't happen with fiberglass. So if you get a little split and it looks like, oh, there's like a little tiny hairline sort of thing, most likely it's going to be fiberglass, and it's just in the paint finish, not going to cause any issues. Plastic panel, if you push it you'll be able to see it, and it'll be a more defined crack. It'll be a definite bigger crack, a sort of wider, you'll see it more pronounced. That is going to let water potentially into the Caravan, and that's going to need fixing as soon as possible. Get some sealant over it and stop the issue. So a really good time to do that as we're cleaning the Caravan and looking out for those on the front and the back panels. Again, even around your roof lights on the roof. So if you open up the roof light, if you can get up through there, have a good look around the actual roof light. Eldest went through a patch where these were splitting and causing problems. A lot of the other manufacturers for some reason didn't have the issue, so I don't know whether it was the glue or what they were using that was causing that issue. But looking out for cracks and splits on the outside, again it's the outside plastics of the surround, again that can potentially create leaks. So sealing it up in the first instance. If it's something like that, you can get a replacement inner section or a section that holds the glass up on the top, and that then can be fixed or replaced and stop any potential leaks. So as you're cleaning, something to really look out for and have a good check. And again, as you clean it then, you'll be able to see sort of whether it's a deeper or a more pronounced crack, and that is going to then potentially cause you issues. You can then try and look into the actual panel and go, yeah, that's definitely plastic, I need to have plastic repaired, and get that sorted then. So we'll try and find a couple of different people throughout the country that will do that. if you've had that done, if you've had any plastic welding done and it's in your part of the country, again, let us know in the comments below, and we'll try and put some in the description, and that again just helps everybody, doesn't it, then can get sorted and fixed and stop any potential issues. So nice 5 berth this one, washroom at the back with separate shower and toilet, fixed bunk beds, so moving again a little bit more family vans. I think more people are coming back into the market. As I say, that 12% up on last year at the NEC is quite a big increase in visitors. Getting back, not quite as much as the COVID times, but still quite a lot of people coming through back into the market as well again. So that's about it for this week. As I say, making sure front and back panels, something like that. If it's a crack on this sort of a panel, this is an over panel, and Bailey used this type of panel, so a crack on this isn't going to cause any problems, any leaks. Same on this, a crack on this isn't going to cause you any leaks or problems, but a crack on this is going to cause you problems, and that will need fixing sooner rather than later. So hopefully that has just helped you. And again then, as you're sort of going through cleaning, as you're opening your lockers up, just look out for leaks and problems on your lockers. These again have got rubber seals on, so where I was saying the other week about silicone spray on your window rubbers, silicone spray all of your locker doors that go into the caravan, so make sure they're all nice and clean, the actual rubber, the surround, and then silicone spray on the rubbers on those as well, and that will stop those from leaking and causing any problems as well further down the line. So hopefully that has helped. Let us know in the comments, as I say, if you've got any different repairs that you've used in your part of the country. It's going to help everybody, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching on Mark at the Caravan Place.